Hi, welcome back to DADISOS. I'm Belinda.
I'm Sophie.
So usually we talk about study abroad.
Mhm.
Normally UK and Australia will comes to my mind first.
Yes.
But did you know that actually Canada offer a lot of options? Yeah, so today we are glad to have Ain from Braemar College with us. Yeah, Ain, you can introduce yourself and Braemar College to the audience.
Okay, thank you, Belinda and Sophie, for inviting me for the SOS with Daddy. So my name is Anne. I'm a local representative for Braemar College, a private high school located in downtown Toronto from Canada. Yes, so Braemar is again a private high school and we established in 1995. And there is one thing that make Braemar College special and stand out among other private high school is our campus is located inside University of Toronto, the number one university in Canada, and it's located in the heart of downtown Toronto.
Mhm.
Yes, and another thing to mention about Braemar is we have a lot of scholarship that offering for international students.
Wow.
Yes.
That's interesting. And Ain, can you briefly talk about the courses that offered by Braemar College?
So at Braemar, we only focusing on the offering the Ontario Secondary School Diploma,
Mhm.
with a considering it the national curriculum. When we are comparing with the Malaysian or, for example, from Vietnam. So as Braemar, we're offering from grade 9 to grade 12 with a called the high school for the international student. Yes. And currently, Braemar have around nearly 400 international students. And also another thing different us, a 50% of our international student is from Europe. So we have quite a good number of students from Europe currently studying at Braemar College. 20% is from Vietnam. So Vietnam is still my dominant market so far. And 30% it contribute from many different countries. For example, like few from Malaysia, few from Korea, China, Hong Kong. Yes. So and at Braemar, we remain the class size pretty small with only 15 students per class. So for international students, when the first time they come to Canada, they kind of like get to know the Canadian high school system. They have a lot of trouble, not really a trouble, like a lot of things need to learn. For example, the study method and the friend, the class, the teacher. So by having a small class, the teacher gonna be spending more time to support the student if they need some time to catch up with the study. Yeah.
I see. So when we talk about like high school qualifications, there is actually like a lot of what we call globally recognized qualifications such as A level, AP, and also like IB. So from your opinion, comparing to OSSD and also like this kind of qualifications, why student will from your opinion, why student need to choose OSSD comparing to other qualifications?
Okay, very good question and pretty tricky to comparing. But there's one thing that I have to mention: the advantages of the OSD, other than, for example, like the A level, is the time to complete the diploma. Yes. If we are comparing in the same scenario, if the student complete the ITCSE, which for Ontario, it considering as equivalent to grade 11. So if the student completes ITCSE, when they're switching to study at Braemar College, they only need 6, maximum 8 months to complete the high school.
Whoa.
So by that time, they will earning the official transcript and the official diploma at all the students who start to study in Canada from grade 9. So the diploma qualification is the same. The recognition is still global recognition. The student who complete OSD can apply to any university in the world. And in the meantime, if the student complete ITCSE, if they are going for A level, I can say it can take the student like at least a year and a half or maximum 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah. So that is wise. From my research is the OSD getting popular
Mm.
now among the Malaysian student because of the time consuming.
Yeah.
I think there's another reason as well because in Malaysia, actually, I think most of the education system will be exam based. Yeah,
Mm.
students' result is all based on their exam
Yeah, true.
results. OSSD offers a kind of different method because it included the coursework as
Yeah,
well.
yes.
So some students who not really good in sitting tests, it might be at advantage, and then they can try to secure some of the marks by their hard work.
Yes, yes. So that is also the thing just to highlight from the OSD that is it based purely on the coursework for the student. So which means the student doesn't have too much pressure with the test.
Mm-hmm.
And 80% of the mark is coming from the project, the assignment, the homework that the student complete. The final exam after the course, it's just worth 20% of the mark.
Mm.
So there is a lot of room for the student to improve their mark during the time that they finish the course. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So from what we understand before is actually like Braemar actually offering the OSSD program on a physical base and also the online base.
Yes.
So I think our audience will be more interested to know more about online program because
How can I complete my high school studies like fully online, like
Yeah.
remotely? I think quite a lot of students will be interested with this because they are able to complete a worldwide recognized qualification in their home.
Yeah. So the nice thing about the OSD is it integrates pretty well with almost like every curriculum so far that I learned from my job. It integrates well with the student complete SBM. So those complete SBM, they will be convert all the credit that they done in Malaysia into the OSD system. How we will asking the student to take our placement test for math and English. And this is not only for SBN student, it applies for every student from every country, from every curriculum. So same system, no matter what curriculum you are studying, if you want to transfer all the credit into the OSD, you take the placement test and we will transfer all. For example, if the student complete ITCSE, again, it's considering to equivalent to grade 11. One is take the placement test, and the placement test for math and English showing that their current knowledge is equivalent to grade 12, which means they can go directly into grade 12. Yes, so transfer 100% into the OSD system. And regarding the studying, so at Braemar, we have online and offline, as you already know. So for online, the study method is almost the same as in person. The only difference with the online and offline is the mode of the study. The requirement, no matter you are online or offline, you have to meet a certain requirement for the OSD. For example, to complete the OSD, you need to earn 30 credit for 4 years. Grade 9 to grade 12, 10 hour of community involvement, which means volunteer hour, 10 hour every year. And then last but not least, you need to complete the Ontario Provincial Literacy Test. So that is the only difference between online and offline. If you are studying online, you have to study the course to replace the test, which also called Ontario Literacy Course. But if you study in person, you just only need to attend the test. Yeah, if you pass the test, you meet all the requirements for graduation.
Since we are talking about the differences like studying online and offline, in your perspective, what kind of students might be suitable studying online, but what kind of students you does not suggest students to take it online class?
Okay. So I may classify into two scenarios, and most of them, I think it's gonna be run around these two scenarios. First, is financial. Yes, I can say if the student just stay in Malaysia and study the online OSD, it can help them to save up to 70% of the budget because you don't have to spend for accommodation, and also studying online, the tuition fee can a little bit like cheaper comparing to study in person. And the second scenario is student doesn't have time, which means they have a very limited of time to meet the deadline for their university application. The disregard like the university that they are going to apply. It can be either in Malaysia, or Australia, or somewhere else. But if they have a very tight deadline, I would recommend them to take it online because if they take it online, which means they complete everything today, they can start it by tomorrow. Yes. Meanwhile, if you are planning to study in person, but you have a very short of time, you already know it take maybe 2 or 3 months for the visa application, all the processing, like preparation and waiting for the visa decision. So yes, if you have a very limited of time, so better to choose the online option. Yeah.
How about the offline, like present physically on campus in Canada? What kind of students you think it is like? You should try physical class for OSSD in Canada.
Okay, so in case the student plan for post-secondary is in Canada, I would recommend them to come to study in person, right? So you will have like a period of time to get used to the Canadian life and also familiar with the study method of Canada. So later, when you are going to the post-secondary, you won't be too shocked.
Because post-secondary, you have to commit quite a long of duration.
Yes. There's a lot of work, the homework, the project, like a lot of things that you have to do in university life. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's another one. Some students who cannot manage their own time because we actually have some online OSSD students studying in Braemar, and then some students they work very well. They are really independent, and then you don't have to guide too much, and then even they'll only reach out you if they have any issues. But some students you really have to like guide them step by step.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would say like self-discipline is also like one of the
True.
key reasons.
Yes. So online can be the advantages, but also disadvantages. Online only can like benefit for the student who can having like good time management, commitment, and also self motivation with their study.
Yeah.
If because it's online giving them a lot of flexibility, right?
Yes.
But if they're not disciplined with their study, it will dragging it even like longer than comparing to in person to complete.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So you need to understand how's your personality traits.
Yes.
You need to understand yourself enough, then only decide whether online or physical will be more suitable for you.
Yes. So that will be scenario number 3. And discipline, yes.
And also, actually, other than online OSSD, actually, physical OSSD, there's also some different options like UPP and also TPP and UP.
The normal OSSD.
The normal OSSD.
Oh, so we just actually we try to name it in different based on the student need, right? Every student have different need. But in general, because sometimes the name of the pathway it's very confusing, the parent and the student. Even for me, when the first time I start with Braemar College, I'm so confusing because it's so many different. But in general, it just have 2 different pathway. So first we call normal one is just a normal OSD. The second one is the TPP. So the TPP is just focusing for students who already complete grade 11.
Okay.
So there are 2 conditions. First, already complete grade 11. They join TPP for grade 12. And these students are planning to go for top universities only. For example, University of Toronto. So actually, the Toronto pathway is the pathway that we are in partnership with University of Toronto. So for those students who plan on going to top university, especially U of D, but
Mhm.
actually it's not limit just U of D. The student can go beyond of that, go
Mhm.
to US, Australia, for example. Yes. So by joining the TPP program, the student will receive like intensive support from
Mhm.
the academic team in preparing them for having a very competitive profile. So later they can increase their chance to get into like every like top
Mm.
university that they want. And also there will be a mentor who support the student. The guidance team also come in to support the student in preparing for their university application. For
Mm.
example, what the TPP can do like beyond of that or go for an extra mile is if the student applying to the music major in University of Toronto, let's say,
Okay. Mhm.
besides the student need to have all the excellent mark for 6 credit of grade 12, maybe it can rank from 90 out of 100. The student need to attending for the audition.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So by joining the TPP, Braemar College will bring either a student from U
Mhm.
of D in the music major or the teacher from the U of D music major to Braemar College to prep the
Ah.
student preparing for the audition.
Mm.
Yeah.
So in simple way, it's just like students get more support to build their own profile
Yes.
to apply to the university in the futures.
Yes, correct.
Whether there's any flexibility because of the partnership between Braemar and also U of T, because previously actually our students that took TPP program, they can submit their application a bit later compared to the public application deadline.
Okay. So University of Toronto, and I from what I heard is UBC and also University of Waterloo, they have the same deadline with the mid of January every year. So no matter what student is doing, they must to submit their application or creating their portal with the University of Toronto before that deadline, which means before January 15th.
Okay.
Yes. Uh, and then like for most of the students, they need to at least when they apply, they need to at least have 1 or 2 credit. So for the university and also like supply the how do you say projection mark for their next like 4 credit for grade 12. So the University of Toronto can base on that to like giving the offer for the student. And again, for the student who study our Toronto pathway, along with their application to U of D, they will receive the letter support for admission. So we will include it into the application. Let's say, for example, the case of Ryan, he kind of starting with us pretty late in November. Yes. And we only got his mark by early February. Yes. So kind of like thanks to the partnership, we kind of like dragging the application deadline for him until April.
Mm.
Yes. So that's it, the benefit from the partnership that helping the student in the application process. Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that TPP actually not only limited to U of T, it's also allows students to apply to all top universities around the world. So is it means that to enter to TPP, students will need to have a higher marks from their placement test, comparing to the what we call normal OSSD?
Okay. So to be honest, to getting into the top university, support from Braemar is just one thing. The primary thing that we are looking for the student is the student need to have already a good foundation with their knowledge. With a we only can accept the student for the TPP who already have the mark rank from good to excellent. So which means at least they have to be 80 out of 100 because the TPP just run for 8 months. We cannot turn a normal student into a super student.
You can like maybe C, they can become B, but it's not really like for D, they
Yeah.
can
A
jump
plus.
to A plus.
Yes. Because this is the partnership thing between us with
Mhm.
UFD. So we also want to supply the good student.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will lose this partnership, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's why every student we will need extra staff for like interview with our admission team,
Mhm.
so they can make their like adjustment if whether this is a good student or not.
Mhm.
Not about the K of Brian, because when the first time I met with Brian, I know he a bright student, potential student for the TPP based on his performance at his previous school. But for some student, they even not sure if they can like doing well in the TPP,
Mhm.
because actually the TPP student also need to study a lot. I can say extensive study comparing to the normal one.
Mhm.
Yeah, they have class from 9 to 4. And then after 4 p.m., all the normal high school, they go home, right? But the
Mhm.
TPP student have to stay at school attending for the tutoring section. So that's a lot of work for
Yeah.
the TPP student anyway. So by meeting with the student, we kind of like getting like to see if the student can work well,
Mhm.
or like the program can really fulfill the student demand.
Mhm.
Yeah. If we don't feel that this program kind of like supply what the student want, we may just offering them the normal high school.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right. When we talk about like university, would you mind share us which university that previous students actually admitted into?
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So, Braemar,
Mhm.
currently, we are the only private high school in Ontario that have
Mhm.
the official partnership with the top 4 leading university in
Mhm.
Ontario. Beside University of Toronto, we also have the partnership with University of Waterloo,
Mhm.
Toronto Metropolitan
Mm.
University, and York University.
Mhm.
And because in downtown Toronto, it also nearby these 4 university. So majority of our students, they will go to either 4 of these universities.
Mm.
Yes. So last year, our graduation rate and admitted rate into University of Toronto, it is a normal one, is 46%.
Normal
Oh.
one, not
Yeah, the
even
normal one.
TPP.
Yes.
Oh,
The
okay.
TPP last year is 100%.
Wow.
Yes. But that is just our partnership.
Mhm.
I got some data that some of my students, they even not going actually study in Canada. Some are go to US.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I used to have an interview with one of Vietnamese student. She got admitted into University of Cincinnati, and she got the scholarship for 70%.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. And another student, Brian, again, our superstar, he got admitted into University of Sydney, right?
Mm.
And having 30,000 scholarship, right?
Oh, yes.
Or
I think that,
30%. I
yeah.
just remember 30 something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And then another Vietnamese, he got admitted into University of Monash
Mhm.
in Australia.
Mhm.
Yes. So it's not really a limited for the student
Mm.
for
Mhm.
their university destination.
Yeah, yeah. Because we actually have some students studying online OSSD with Burmo. So actually their destination is very various. They can be some students looking to study in Malaysia
Yeah.
locally, or even like Australia or Canada. That's really
Do you think there is like any specific requirements student will need to be aware of when they apply to the university after they have choosing the OSSD qualifications?
I can say it's really depending on the major that the student is planning to study,
Mm-hmm.
because far from what I know is every school have their own admission requirement.
Yeah.
Even though for the same major, the university A, the admission requirement can be different from the university B.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And for the OSD, it is course pay, right? And the student have the option to choosing the elective course for grade 12, with really supporting them to understand about the major that they want to study later on. For example, if the student plan just to study in business, major related in university, there is only 2 mandatory course for business is math for grade 12 and English for grade 12.
Yep.
The other 4 credit could be elective. So the student can either choose to study fundamental of international business or data management. So it kind of like a touch to the major in the university. And again, whenever the student begin to start their enrollment, we only asking them what kind of major that you are planning to apply, what kind of university or the name of the university you're going to apply. So based on the student reference, we will look at the admission requirement of the university that they are planning to, and we advise the student accordingly based on the admission requirement. So we can enroll the student in the right course.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the student later won't meet the admission requirement. Yeah.
Yeah. Because normally our students, when they want to choose their subjects for next term, actually they will also have Alex
Yeah.
Receive the
guidance.
guidance.
Yeah.
Yes. They have to be consult with the guidance and selecting it with the guidance.
Mhm.
Because sometimes the student doesn't aware of like this course can be accepted by that university or not.
Mhm.
They only care is if I'm interested to study this course or not. That's it. So that's why it needs to be informed with the guidance so the guidance can double check and then enroll them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like really helpful for students because they got like a lot of guidance and monitor from Braemar College to make sure that they're actually on the right track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like from Brian,
Yeah.
he actually mentioned that tutoring is really a good experience because they might have and they will have a clearer picture for their university studies or any like details they have to know in advance. They can get a lot of things during the tutoring sections.
Yeah.
I think that's the advantage
Yeah.
as well.
One of them.
So for TPP program, right? Actually, Braemar will also assist the applications for students, right?
Yes. So the guidance team gonna support the student for creating the OUAC portal, submit all the transcript and the mark to OUAC. And if the university, by the way, it's really depending on what kind of major that the student to apply. Again, if you are planning to apply a very competitive major, there will be something called supplement application. And so there is the role of the guidance team and the mentor team to support the student preparing for the supplement application. Actually, I can say the supplement request is like more or less is the category to decide the university gonna take in the student or not. So it's not really about the mark. I can say, it's about the supplement application. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So what kind of advice you will be giving to students or parents who might now considering to take OSSD program?
Online or offline?
Maybe both.
So my advice for online OSD is don't choose online OSD. It's just because of the affordable in terms of tuition, flexibility. Choose it if it's matching with your plan and also with your personality. Yes. And for the offline person, if you don't have any concern about financial, and also it's good that if you have a plan to study post-secondary in Canada, I would like to recommend you to study in Canada from high school level. So you will have enough time for preparation in every expert. Yeah. However, if you don't have a plan to study post-secondary in Canada, your plan is study in somewhere else, I still recommend you to come to study in Canada. It's just like building your experiment,
Yeah.
yes, and all the skill that you can build during the time that you study abroad. For international student, it's not really about studying. When you are traveling and study alone, you build a lot of like soft skill that you didn't have
Yes.
a change that you can be built back home. For example, time management.
Yeah.
Independent.
Yes, maybe more commitment, more discipline, and also maybe you are really good at financial management as well. Parent giving you that certain amount per month, so you have to plan how to use it
Yes.
wisely, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you, Anne, for sharing us about like how details the how OSSD programs is going on. And we learned a lot, like including there is actually some advantage for each program, like online or physical class, and also some parts that you might need to aware of when choosing if you would like to go online or go physical class. So really thank you and be here to share us all about these informations. So if you have any question about the OSSD's program, just feel free to reach out us. And remember to like, share, and subscribe our channel. And see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.